Well, hi there, everybody. It's been a while since I've done a video about my grief journey. And the reason being, I just finished 9 days on the road. I took a vacation by myself. The first time I've taken a vacation without my beautiful bride, Pam, in over 30 years. And so a lot of people who are widows and widowers, and those of you who are watching this, may ask, well, how was it? Overall, I can say it was a great decision to take the trip. I retraced some steps that Pam and I had been on many times before. I went through parts of Utah and visited 5 different national parks. I even played golf at our favorite golf course in St. George, Utah, that is. Even stopped for a Saturday afternoon in Las Vegas. Went to some museums. Did a lot of the things that we used to do. Pam and I, people used to kid us about our nickname must be AAA. We packed a lot in a trip. In 9 days, I did travel over 2,300 miles. Saw lots of beautiful sights and sounds. I hiked almost 62 miles during that time. So what I did learn was that I could vacation alone. Was it as much fun? Well, no. I mean, I missed her. But I will tell you, I'm glad I was by myself. If I had to take a choice between going by myself or maybe even taking our kids or taking a friend. And the reason being, and this is something you might consider, is I was able to vacation like Pam and I vacationed. I don't know how really to describe that, but it's like I didn't change the way we vacationed, even though instead of we, it was just me. So that was good. Probably the most difficult part of the vacation was the evenings. The daytime was great. I mean, I was out hiking and sightseeing and, lost in nature, having a good time. But then in the evenings, when I was in a particular town or whatever, and it was time maybe to go out and get some dinner, well, that's when you have a little sadness because you're walking the streets of, say, a tourist town, and it's filled with couples hand in hand, families. You see older couples, younger couples, and you sigh and you say, oh gosh, that's supposed to be us. But it's not. But you continue on. And I would go to restaurants and I had some nice meals. Happened a couple of times, though, I would sit down and then the server would come over and they would actually put 2 place settings there and they'd go, will somebody else be joining you soon? And I'd have to go, no, I wish she was, but she's not. And I had my little lanyard that I wore around my neck when I hiked with a picture of me and Pam hiking. And I would pull it out of my pocket and I'd say, this was my sweet Pam and she was supposed to be here, but she's not. She's in heaven. But it was okay. I would get through the meal, then go back to the hotel room. And as some of you know, Pam and I started a YouTube channel called Traveling with Jack and Pam. So in the evening, I worked on our videos, and that was good. That kept me busy. I did notice it was hard to sleep, though. I sleep at home kind of okay. On the road, it was a little more difficult. But that's okay. I got through it. So again, I really enjoyed the trip. I met some amazing people along the way. Believe it or not, I met 5 other widows and widowers who had lost either a husband or wife who had done what I thought about doing and could do. They had just left their jobs, they got rid of their furniture and their belongings, and they were just traveling the country to figure out what the next move in life might be. Now, that may not be the decision for you. For me, because I'm up here in Oregon, I don't have any family, my kids, nobody's around me. It's a little tempting to do that. But it did produce some great moments. There was that moment on a mountain in Zion National Park when I'm all by myself and up walks a woman A young woman who I could swear was Pam. Long tan legs, sunglasses, highlights in her hair. I couldn't resist. I went over and talked to her, and I told her, I said, you remind me so much of my wife. You're just so absolutely beautiful. And she goes, well, where's your wife? And I told her what had happened. And I said, I know what I have to do now is not necessarily move on, but I'm moving forward. And the young woman started to cry when I said that. And I said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. And she goes, no. She said, that's beautiful. She says, the man who I thought I was going to marry and spend the rest of my life with broke up with me after 3 years. Can we hug? And I said, oh man, that would be great. Yes. Her name was Amanda. She was from Houston, Texas. And we hugged and we hugged. It wasn't one of those just hug and go. We held each other. And I told her while we were hugging, I said, this is like feeling my sweet Pam. I said, you already look like her. You even feel like her. It was a great moment. I met another woman from Russia. I won't get into all the details about that fascinating story. I met another woman who'd lost her husband after 36 years, and she was on her honeymoon with her new husband. They were from Texas, and I met them, and they were fantastic, and she was so encouraging. She said, someday you might find love again. She says, I never thought it. She says, I got married at 18, lost my husband at 54, and here I am 2 years later. I'm married and happy. She says, I still miss my husband, but I've got Jerry here, and he's fantastic. And they were a fantastic couple, and I loved meeting them. The point being, too, I opened myself up to other people. I didn't just say hi and bye to people. I promoted conversation, and I learned about people, and they learned about me. And that was so rewarding. The other thing I found out about taking this trip was it took me away from the sadness that I feel here where we live now. I've mentioned before how when we moved here, Pam got sick 6 weeks later, 6 weeks after we moved here. And the next thing I know, 8 months later, she's gone and I'm all alone. So I had to find a new way to navigate life here. And so that's what I'm doing. And so I tell you this, that you can move forward. We don't necessarily move on, but we do move forward. And I think what it taught me as well is there's still happiness out there. We've just got to go grab it. Wherever it is, you've just got to grab it. And I think what this trip taught me is I may well end up leaving this area because I was happy and free and alive and in areas where Pam and I shared some unbelievable memories. I retraced a lot of our steps, and it was great. When I got back here again, the bad memories, boom, hit me in the head. Well, I'm tired of those bad memories. I don't want to have them anymore. So, at some point, if I can get up the courage, I think I might do like some of those people I met, and I'm going to go out there on the road and find out what life has to offer me other than this. Find out what God's plan is for me. And I hope God has plans for you. And for many of you, that's not going to be a big issue. You live near family and friends, and that is wonderful. And maybe I'll end up near family and friends, or maybe I'll end up in a brand new place. I don't know. Bottom line, I found out I can vacation. You can too. We can do it alone, but we're not really alone. I got to tell you, because I discovered my new best friend is me. It's me. Some people said, well, why didn't you take your kids with you? Why didn't you take a friend on the vacation? You know why? Because then I couldn't vacation like Pam and I vacationed. On this trip, I did things like we did them. No, she wasn't here in the physical presence, but she was here, in that spiritual presence. And so it made for a good time. That's about it. I know I've probably talked way more than you wanted to listen. You're probably already tuned out, but if you made it this far, thank you so much. Guys and girls, we can do this. It's hard. It sucks. Yeah, we hate being alone. We hate going to the restaurant and being the single. But there's a lot of us out there, and I met a lot of them on the road, and we're all making progress, and that's all we can do. So thanks again. Maybe I've helped you a little. Maybe I've not. Best way to let you know, this vacationing alone business is not that bad. I can hardly wait until the next adventure. Maybe it'll be more than just a vacation. Maybe I'll do like some of those folks that I met. Eugenia, Amanda, Cheryl, Gary. That's some of the names I've met of people who are just out there rambling the roads and trying to find their new direction in life. God bless all of you. Pray for one another. Pray for me. I'll pray for you. Somehow or another, we'll keep going, okay? Remember, we move forward, not necessarily on. I'll close out with a real pretty view here from beautiful Jacksonville, Oregon. It's been a nice day. Bye now.